Welcome to the room, truth on the mic. Healing the soul, we rise and ignite. Mind, body, spirit aligned in the flame. War room tribe, we roar in our name.
Come sit close, child. The world has been whispering, and you ain't been listening. Let me tell you something. The old ones told me, cause the road ahead don't play with nobody. Walk right, child, the road is getting narrow now. The storm's been talking and the road is getting narrow now. The storm's been talking and the earth is getting loud. Choices echo, every step comes back around. Walk right, child, before the fire hits the ground. I seen good men fall cause they followed the wrong drum, chasing shadows in the city, forgetting where they come from. World spinning faster, folks losing their way, trading truth for a dollar, throwing wisdom away. But the drum keeps beating, child, listen when it calls. Every lie we follow shakes the mountains and the walls. You can't run the truth, it's written in your bones. Stand up, choose right, or the storm will take the throne. Walk right, child, the road is getting narrow now. Storm's been talking and the earth is getting loud. Choices echo, every step comes back around. Walk right, child, before the fire hits the ground. Walk right, child, the road is getting narrow now. Storm's been talking and the earth is getting loud. Choices echo, every step comes back around. Walk right, child, before the fire hits the ground. But hear me now, you're stronger than the darkness in your way. You can turn the whole world with the choices that you make. Lift your people, hold your ground. Keep your spirit clean and true. And the storm will bow its head when it sees the fire in you. If you play with fire, child, fire learns your name. If you follow fools, you'll inherit all their shame. But if you walk with wisdom, child, the earth will clear your path. Choose the road of honor, or the world will choose your wrath. Walk right, child, the road is getting narrow now. Storm's been talking and the earth is getting loud. Choices echo, every step comes back around. Walk right, child, before the fire hits the ground. Walk right, child, your footsteps shape the world you see. Stand in truth now, that's how you keep your people free. Walk right, child, the future's watching who you'll be.
There we go. Welcome to the War Room. Fearless in the car. Welcome. How's everybody's day? It is 4/27/26. Hope everybody's enjoying the movie being presented to you. Totally not staged.
Nope.
Movie.
Everybody.
Totally not staged, guys. It's totally real.
Left, right, center.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So I hope everybody's enjoying their totally not staged movie. It's totally natural. Secret Service is really that bad, and to have that many assassination attempts and all you care about is a ballroom, then something's not right here.
Well, guess who in history did the same thing?
Who did that?
Hitler.
Oh,
He had
shit.
almost 20 that, and they said he must be divinely protected by God, right? No, for real. And and they believed it as he was chosen by God.
Hitler
And
was
that
chosen.
it was the propaganda. That's how they propagandized everything.
I
Crazy,
am the
huh?
chosen
I didn't know that.
Now people don't even want to talk about him. Like you say something and it's like, whoa, it's too controversial. And
now
he was anointed by God. That's a pretty big come down.
Right? I mean, it's crazy, and it's just crazy. It really is. But yeah, he staged 20 fake assassinations. Hitler did.
You know what? If you went up to regular people and said this stuff, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? Why are you talking?" They'd get all inflamed.
Mm-hmm. I know. But it's true. See, that's why they don't know the history. That's why it's repeating, right? The same
Yeah.
tactics, the same everything, right? And I looked up. I was looking up. I sent that to you earlier. Like Fuji, not Fiji, but Fuji is a Japanese uh, manufacturer that has. They have all sorts of stuff within the United States, all in the medical, all in the. I mean, it's huge. It reminded me of the Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
The Japanese and the Nazis all within, but it's hidden, right?
Right.
Yeah, the only thing I think of is the cameras. Camera.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I was like, wow, because I looked up Fiji and it pulled up Fuji. I was like, huh, let me look into this because I know the Fuji cameras, but no, it's all in our medical also.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's
another part of Japan being the left
y-
side of the country or the west side of the country, and um, Germany on the right side, the east
yeah,
side.
yes. It says it's just not one company. It's shared by several major Japanese corporations, headquarters in Tokyo, Japan. The Fuji Holding Corporation is images, medical technology, pharmaceuticals, biotech, printing, data storage. Headquarters is Tokyo, Japan, known for Instax cameras, medical imaging, vaccine manufacturing, partnerships, industrial materials. And then there's Fuji SU Limited, which does IT services, cybersecurity, cloud computing, supercomputers, known for government IT systems and digital infrastructure, right? Then there's Fuji Electric, which does our power electronics, energy systems, industrial automation. It's known for the power supplies, industrial equipment, energy, and our energy infrastructure. And of course, Subaru Corporation, which is formerly Fuji, that do automobiles and aerospace. And then there's Fujifilm, of course. And they also, let's see, oh, they were also partnered with the U.S. government during the COVID-19 to expand vaccine manufacture capabilities.
Awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, yeah.
Supplies medical equipment to hospitals that receive federal funding.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was all totally safe and effective
Mhm. They did.
because
They
they care
have
about us so
federal
much.
and state IT contracts, cybersecurity systems, enterprise service and cloud services, data center infrastructure, partnerships with U.S. tech companies. Yeah, I didn't know they were that big in a lot of things. In U.S. operations, they do power electronics for factories and utilities, energy infrastructure components, industrial automation systems, and semiconductor manufacturing equipment. Crazy, huh?
So after this is all cleaned up, then pretty much if somebody owns us from a foreign country, that's all going to be taken like it's going to something logical is going to happen,
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, obviously they have a lot of influence if they're in our security or medical, right? And during COVID, that's really suspect, right?
Yeah, so that would be part of the crimes against humanity. Like that'd be all seized, and so then all everything.
I mean, yeah, depending on what they did, like what, Yeah, that needs to come out, all that stuff. So
Well, it hasn't been logical up to now.
no, nothing has. But
Not
yeah, that's the issue. We have a lot of foreign companies within here that has ties to our federal government, right? That has a lot of influence, right? That's not good.
All right. All right. So let me get a few things here ready. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Welcome back Monday, Fun Day Monday, right? In a totally not scripted reality. Everything is totally legitimate on the up and up. Totally not fake or scripted, or this is totally not a movie, right? They're totally not actors.
Right. And they're telling you, right? They're telling you.
So I want to start with Trump wanting to give up his liberty and his rights for the military to be able to have the FISA, still have access to FISA. Remember,
Yes.
get into that here in a minute. Let's go to. All right, share screen here. This. There it is. All right, here we go. This.
There are Americans in this country that believe.
Here we go. All right, so Levitt calls conspiracy saying the shooting was staged is just crazy nonsense, right?
There are Americans in this country that believe that what happened Saturday night was staged. How does this White House tackle that with social media companies out there, whether it's X, Facebook, Instagram? How do they work with these companies to make sure that doesn't get out of control?
In other words, how do we shut everybody up?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like COVID, just like during COVID, the Trump administration during COVID, right? When they shut us all down, kicked us off of. Oh, you thought that was Biden? Anyways,
A good question, Aisha. I don't have tangible answers for you on what we're doing with social media companies, if anything at all. What I will say is it's very important to us that
wait. Wasn't this dinner about free speech?
That's what Trump said.
Okay, so
He
it's
said
only
it
free
had to
speech
do
if you
with our
like the speech.
Constitution and free speech,
Then what are they talking about? What are they worried about if somebody calls it staged or not?
right?
What do you mean? What are you going to do with the fake book and X? And they're already censoring everybody. I mean, how much more do you want? Censorship do you want, Trump administration?
the truth and the facts about this case and any case out there as quickly as possible to dispel some of that crazy nonsense that you do see running rampant online. And I think the Department of Justice and the FBI thus far have done a good job.
Oh, outstanding job.
Crazy nonsense.
Are y'all crazy? The FBI and the DOJ is like kicking ass right now.
How dare y'all?
They're taking
question
down the deep state and
this-
draining the swamp.
This so
Can't y'all see?
staged event.
Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? What that woman, she been lying to you. Here she is. Look at her. And she's got a cross on her neck.
Of disseminating the truth and the facts about this alleged attempted assassin, the perpetrator in this case.
I like how she used the word alleged now to cover her ass.
Yeah.
And totally not staged.
Assassin, the perpetrator in this case. So as far as we're concerned, just providing maximum transparency and hopefully
maximum transparency with wide tip Sharpies.
Right.
Right? Because we're like still, what is it? We're going into 2027. We're almost into 2027. We're still waiting for some accountability and transparency.
people will believe the truth rather than the lies and the conspiracies that
people will believe the truth rather than the lies and conspiracies.
That so often do go crazy on social media.
Yeah. Like Trump goes crazy on
It's
social
called
media.
thinking,
It's called
right?
critical thinking.
Critical thinking, questioning. There's nothing. That's the problem. People don't question things; they accept what they're being told, right? So, yeah, we should be questioning everything.
Yeah. Especially after you tried to kill us during COVID, fuckers. What do y'all think we forgot? You tried to kill us all? Oh, you think we're friends now?
We're not
Wow.
friends. No, they're not friends.
Oh, we're all friends now, or what?
No,
Right.
no. I'll forgive possibly, but forgetting, no.
Like you punched me in the face and ran off. Like, what do you want me to do? Forget about it?
Yeah, just pretend like it never happened, right?
Anyways, let's go to all the comms that says this is a movie. You're watching a movie, right? Remember, y'all, you're 100%. Look. Remember, you're watching a movie. All of this is 100% necessary to wake up the maximum number of people that they're not waking up.
Well, the thing is, they've been doing the movie since 1924, so has it taken that long?
I think people are really liking the movie. Like, maybe they'll want it to end.
Well,
You know what I mean? Some
we're
people just like to
actually
watch
part
movies.
of the movie until I guess we turn off the movie.
Oh, there's that bald. He's supposed to be John F. Kennedy or whatever. The junior guy. That's the one that's supposed to be bald and a Secret Service guy. And like, if you haven't graduated from that, then start graduating because
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, by the time the truth comes out, we're all going to be censored to death, and we won't be able to say anything without the approval and written permission from the White House.
You can't even put out in a tweet like God is good or something like that and have that go anywhere. The same 3 people will see it.
Yeah, they said the ones that are going to be probably more because they're trying to repeal that. What's it called? This what was it? The sunshine.
Censorship?
Where the social media companies will be held responsible. Remember Trump mentioned that a while back when they censored him supposedly on Twitter.
They censored him?
Right, and he wanted them to be held responsible. Now they're bringing that back up again. So if that does happen, then the social media companies could be personally liable for anything said on there that cause harm, like somebody commit suicide or something, right? Or attempted. Yeah, so those are the ones that would start getting strict on it, which they said would be Facebook, X, and I think that was the 2 major ones. And and TikTok, yeah.
That's super cute. It's hard to pay attention to you with these birds.
Well, they think they're in the water, just like y'all think this movie's real.
They think they're swimming.
I know.
It's an illusion.
Yeah,
that's exactly what.
This is what y'all are. This is what you're going through.
It's an illusion.
Y'all are sitting in the water, but there's no water there. Yeah. You think you're playing around in the water, but it's an illusion. This is Plato's cave.
Yes.
And they're just playing with you until you wake up and see that the guys hold the bowl above you, and that's not water. Yeah. They think that water's real, don't they?
Yeah, and they're not even really going away from it.
Huh. Yeah. That's kind of like where we're at right now in society.
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Hold on. Let's do this again. All right, here we go. Where are we at? Let's see where we at. Where was that? There it is. I wonder why. All right, here we go.
It's all lies. And people, everything that we're watching is fake. Everything being shown to us on the mainstream media, the headline news, it's made up, it's scripted, it's all lies. And people still are unable to accept that. Why would they lie to us? We saw the same again yesterday in Washington. Attempted assassination, and people are quick to go, how dare you say it was fake? Yet these people that complain ignore everything that we've been shown over the last few years. It's like they forget it. They live in denial. Everything has been fake in our life.
What do you mean the food's fake and the movies are fake and wrestling's fake and sports is rigged? What are you talking about?
We saw the same with the Charlie Kirk shooting, and people blaming Erica Kurt that she's involved. When if they just paid attention, there was a movie called Snake Eyes in the 80s. A guy called Tyler Robinson was in that movie, and he happened to be the shooter. It's made up, it's staged. We saw the same yesterday, and people were like, oh my God, there's an X account, and it was created a few years ago, and he's only done one post. It was called Cole Allen, and he happens to be wearing a tuxedo, and it happens to be a Pepe the Frog, and in the background there's an image. It was called Time Machine. Oh my God, it must be a time travel. And it's just like, oh my God. And then they say, look at the image. You can't unsee it. And then it shows you an image of Butler with Donald Trump punching the air. And it's like, look, it's definitely time travel. We're watching a scripted movie. It's been planned a long time ago. And it's like people jump to that and go, oh my God, time travel. And they ignore the same point of it's all controlled. You got some people on X complaining about Secret Service. And then you got other people saying it might be a hoax. Yeah, it is a hoax. It's like they ignore the real truth, that everything is being shown to us on purpose because there's a big reveal to come showing their entire life has been a lie. So you had the Charlie Kirk and then the movie Snake Eyes. You had yesterday in the X account. It's like, how much more clearer do they want to make it? Then if we go back to Butler, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, where they still haven't found the person who was responsible for it. And Donald Trump goes, fight, fight, fight. And it's like people are like, oh, that's real. It's so made up. And then they ignore the fact that the Q post in 2018 posts an image of Donald Trump doing exactly that. Fight, fight, fight underneath as the words. So we ignore Q, but oh my God, this account is time travel. We ignore the Charlie Kirk shoot and think that's real, but the movie showed us. And then what we also had, we've got NASA going to space and the moon going as far a distance as they can. It's like, oh my God, that's real. It's like everything's fake, people. It's not like that could be real. Everything's fake. At some point, people are going to realize it'll come back to COVID, which was fake. That was all lies too, but it had to be done because we live in an evil system, a system that is operating within our own lives. We don't even know about it. We even defend it. We even contribute to it. And it's like, no, we're in denial so much that we don't accept reality. It's a lie. It's staged. It's a movie. It's an operation. This has been planned for a very long time. And it's almost like people don't want to accept that part. But if we understand it does go back so far, and it has been planned a long time, because there's criminals that operate every single day, and we can call them gatekeepers, lying, deflecting, refusing to acknowledge what's really going on, and make up another little conspiracy theory or try to get people's attention distracted from the real truth. We're watching a movie. And until people just accept that part, then we can get the movie going and actually get to the real stuff that's taking place in our life. And then people can snap out of the sleepy state that we've all been in, which a big part of that is denial. The moment you accept that we've been lied to and we're watching a movie and we're all part of the lie and our life has been a lie, every part of it, then the real truth starts coming in. And if you know that we're in full control and the world's about to get a better place for all of us, then you can accept these lies a lot more. The only reason you'd wake up is because of the lies, but it's all lies. Accept that part and then come back to that same part. We're watching a movie. We're in full control.
It's
Right.
you know what, he was putting out all truth, and it's good that he was smiling because he has a sweet smile. So it depends on how you tell
Okay.
somebody something. If you're like all serious and like give them the resting bitch face, or then it's gonna come across worse.
Well,
So
it depends on the person who you're telling. Sometimes some people you have to do that too. Some people you have to be more gentle.
so some people are gonna get the duct tape and rope. It's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that people. It's crazy because that people are making all this content on it. We just covered it briefly, but I'm not going to go into. We already know, right? So there's not really, but it just it's ridiculous. It really is.
Assassination department where it's more than just a fad. How can I help you? I'm sorry, what? The White House Correspondents' Dinner. You mean the one that's tonight? No. I understand why you need this to happen. His numbers are tanking. People are talking about Epstein again, and the whole Strait of Hormuz debacle is just blowing up in his face. My question is, why are you asking for this now? I cannot throw something together in a couple of hours, okay? This is a carefully planned piece of staged political intrigue, not a dinner party for an 8th grade graduation. I know it worked in 2024. You know why it worked in 2024? Because I had time to make it work. I had time to teach the Secret Service choreography. I had time to set up that little fist photo op thing, and I had time to give the president a little vial of fake blood and instruct him on how to put it on his ear in a somewhat believable fashion. And believe me, that last bit was actually the hardest thing of the whole debacle. All it was dab, 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 then come up. Dab, 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 then come up. And it took him 3 hours to get it right. 6 months of planning. And you want me to do this in... Where is my watch? I'm starting to think you guys go to this well little too much. You had the one in Pennsylvania in 2024, then another one on a golf course a few months later, and now this? Fellas, this is not like using your dead grandmother in order to get out of a math test, all right? We're dealing with severely diminishing returns. Fine, you can send me over a copy of the president's jokes, but I'm telling you, it's not going to make this go any smooth. Oh my God. On second thought, I can work something up, but I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be good. Also, not to sound like a broken record, but all this could be avoided if you just finished the ballroom. That way, I could have virtually any kind of fake assassination attempt just ready to go. Best I can do is a couple of shots fired in the lobby before Secret Service takes him down. And it is important that Secret Service takes him down before anybody has a chance to ask him any questions. Half my job is finding patsies, and I am scraping the bottom of the barrel. At this point, I'm pretty much down to loners on the dark web and dudes in community college improv troops. No, we can't use DoorDash grandma again. We've already used her too much, and people are starting to get suspicious. Also, make sure the president doesn't know this is happening. We'll need footage of him looking surprised when the Secret Service shoves him to the ground like an old beanbag chair. I'm going to need you to hold on a second. Caroline Levitt's talking about tonight's Correspondents' Dinner on the news.
This speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
I'm going to have to put you on hold for a second. Hey, DoorDash Grandma, got a question for you. How would you like to meet the president again? No, not like that.
Right. So they're talking a lot about the ballroom, which is totally not what it was for, right? Even though that's what all the responses were right after. Right. Y'all enjoying this sting operation? Ain't it funny? It's the left. It's the left, right? This is the third assassination attempt. How is it the third when it's the fourth?
Thought it was his 20th.
What happened to the guy that jumped Mar-a-Lago fence with a gas can and a shotgun?
Didn't they say before?
Y'all don't count that?
20?
We don't count that? The fourth? This is the fourth assassination attempt. But
What, this term or before?
this
They
term.
said he had like 20, right?
Well, he had 20 before he came in
Okay.
first term.
Wow.
Right. Awesome
It
sauce.
is a real clown show.
Right. So this is, remember Trump was talking about the ballroom? They've been waiting 150 years for the ballroom. Okay. That goes all the way back to Albert Pike, Freemasons. They've been wanting this temple, their temple. I mean, ballroom.
At 1 and 5 and 6.
That's you, but I'm
All right. So remember Trump mentioned they've been waiting 150 years for this ballroom. He's talking about the Masons.
I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of being manipulated. A man wrote down the Third World War in 1871, literally word for word, and we are walking through it right now. His name's Albert Pike, the sovereign grand commander of the Scottish Rite, Freemason. He sent a letter to Mazzini and laid out 3 world wars in order before any of them ever happened. War number 1, overthrow the czars, replace it with an atheistic communism. War number 2, use fascism and Zionism against each other, destroy Nazism, establish the state of Israel, and that happened in 1948. And War 3, in his words, stir conflict between political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world until they mutually destroy each other. Then go drag every other nation into physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. And that's happening right now. October 7th, Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, trading missiles with Tel Aviv, Syria collapse, Russia and NATO bleeding through Ukraine. It's crazy. And then China's just circling Taiwan. Every nation on earth is picking a side on the Israel and Islamic axis, right on schedule. And we are fully being manipulated. And there's a little bit more proof. The word Nazism did not even exist in 1871. The word Zionism did not exist in 1871. Herzl did not publish The Jewish State until 1896. Fascism was not coined until 1920. Pike named all of it before any of it ever had a name. And he was not a prophet. He was just middle management executed. So now this Israel versus Islam war that you're watching right now, it's a script drafted in 1871, performed in 2026. And you, me, the audience, every war you cried over, every president you fought your family about, every side that you picked, already written, already cast, already paid for, and we are literally puppets being manipulated. No matter which side wins, doesn't matter for them. The think tanks that write both party platforms and the men who put their plans on paper and counted on you to be too tired to read them. And it worked for 155 years. And here's the reality, it's not working anymore because you can see it now. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So here's what you do. Stop voting for the savior they handed you. No man in a suit is coming to save you. Yeshua already told you this. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Stop hating the person they told you to hate. Your enemy is not the Muslim, the Jew, not the Russian, not the Hispanic, not the black guy. Your enemy is the man who profits when you fight your brother. So stop outsourcing your power to presidents, pastors. Every time you hand your sovereignty to a man, you are voting for the script to continue. You are the creator of your own life. The blueprint is always published. The script is in our hands right now. And we are going to write a different one if we choose to. Thank you. And I love you. I don't know about
There we go. So remember Trump said they've been waiting 150 years for the ballroom. Right? Let's put this in the chat here. This link. There we go. There's your link for that video I just shared from JQ Army. Or Mr. Red Pill's Joker Q Army 1. Here we go. Kind of reminds me of this movie right here. Security at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Not so fast, Richie. Okay. Well, these navigational charts seem okay. I don't think there'll be any problem. Hey, why the long face?
Hey, why the long face?
The shuttle, you saw Ted's
Oh, here comes the guy with the bazooka.
report. Me is the program's top test pilot.
Right. That's what you got to believe. You literally have to believe this in order to accept the narrative that somebody walked into that building with a firearm that wasn't law enforcement. Keep in mind it was 12 gauge. It doesn't. And he shot. And he was using buckshot. All right.
Wait, that banging the other night at this dinner was a shotgun?
What? Yeah, that was a 12 gauge.
I heard it bang, bang, bang. You can't do it that fast. At least I can't.
I'd probably do 6 shots in about a second or two.
You have to. If you're aiming, you
Maybe
have
2
to.
seconds.
You have to do.
Shot.
You have to go. You can't.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I can't. Well, I didn't practice.
As you're pumping, you're shooting, and when you're coming back, bang, bang, you just it's bang, 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 bang. Yeah, you might not be. It takes practice, right? Especially if you don't like shooting guns and you get popped back with it on your shoulder, and you're not holding it properly in your shoulder.
I just went out a couple of times because a friend of mine took me, and we did target practice with clotheslines with stuff hanging off them and a quarry. So yeah, it wasn't a professional operation.
What is that? Do you think that's copyrighted music? All right. Which country gained the most financially from the USA after the JFK assassination without having to give anything in return? Just the name. When did the USA start increasing aid to Israel? What year, roughly? 1960s, with a major acceleration after 67, Six-Day War. Wow, we got to get rid of JFK, and they started sending billions over there.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That's awesome. Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay, which president did that? Lyndon B. Johnson for the initial major increase in the late 1960s, and then Richard Nixon sent all that money. All right.
Listen up. Now, was the attempt on Trump's life staged? Let's look at the evidence. First, what his press secretary said.
To rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. Now listen to this.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me, and right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some.
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there.
They didn't lose the call, they cut it because it was obviously planned. Also, the shooter, Cole Allen, is seen in an Instagram post wearing an IDF sweatshirt. Not only that, in Israel, his name was searched on the 23rd, almost 60 times. If you search his name on X, this account pops up with his name. The only thing that they posted, and this was made in 2023, the same account, Henry Martinez, published at NASA in 2014, the very same year that Cole Allen, the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter, interned there, right there, on NASA's website. And then Trump posted on Truth Social saying, "Let the show go on," making it more obvious this is as fake as a wrestling match. To think, why was this done? The motive.
A particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom.
It was done to get the ballroom. Even one of the guests there said it started the second we got there. Every event we've ever been to, especially at this level, there were layers of security, bags checked, IDs checked, actual process. This time, nothing. We were just asked if we had tickets, said yes, and got waved through. No bag check, no real screening, no line, just thousands of people packed together being pushed through the doors as fast as possible. So you're telling me that a dinner that the president is going to, they're not even checking bags? No layers of security? Nah, that was done on purpose. This stinks of a false flag event.
Totally not staged. Totally not a movie. Let's go here. Let me go to. Yeah.
You don't get to pick and choose your conspiracies, okay? You don't get to be okay with some conspiracies, but then completely discredit other ones and call everybody that like is connecting any kind of dots that are obviously able to be connected and not just like some crazy reach, even though you like to say it's a reach. You don't get to tell them that they're just crazy now, okay? I'm not even just talking about myself. I see comments in other people's posts that are like people that are literally right 95% of the time, if not more, about all of these conspiracies. And yet all of these people now are all of a sudden saying, no, it's a reach. That can't be true. This isn't right. It's like, listen, people have gotten to a place where they want to believe that anything is true. They want to believe that all of the reports are actually the reality, that what the mainstream media is reporting is actually the truth. Quite frankly, they're just, it's like they've been beaten down to the point where nothing is real. And so you want anything to just be what they say it is. I got news for you. It isn't. And it never will be. Okay? Even if it's not what your favorite conspiracy theorist is saying it is, it's never going to be what they say it is. Ever. They lie every single time. And when I say they, I mean both sides of the political aisle. I mean every single administration. I mean all these people. You have to wake up to the fact that we are not voting ourselves out of this. And that right and left is no longer the thing. And if you are saying that it is, you are just as propagandized and manipulated as everyone else that you're trying to call out. Okay? This isn't a doom and gloom. This isn't a black pill, whatever people want to label it. This is just the reality. These people don't care about us. and they sure as hell don't tell the truth. Okay, everybody's saying that all the people that are calling this ballroom incident a conspiracy and saying that it's this or saying that it's that or whatever, that they have Trump derangement syndrome. Get the freak out of here. TDS isn't Trump derangement syndrome. It's truth derangement syndrome. And all of you that are trying to make this about Trump, you have truth derangement syndrome. You want to believe that this guy is actually doing what he promised. You want to believe that this stuff is actually happening. You want to believe that your side is right. But the reality is the idea of sides is a lie. And it always has been. It is meant to divide us and to make us look at each other and hate each other so that we don't look at the people who actually hate us and who are actually the enemy, who are lying to us and robbing us blind. The answer is becoming everything that they don't want us to be. Independent, strong, educated, and capable. And then helping everybody around us to do the same. The answer is we, the people, and individual freedom over absolutely everything.
There we go. All right. Truth train. We're on the truth train tonight, as you can see.
Did you want me to turn that off, you said?
Well, share this right here. Where we're at. So this is from Nick. He said he predicts Trump was always chosen to lead us into the exposure of the entire system.
Yes.
Right? Including himself.
Yes.
I don't think he was aware he was being used as a pawn, but now if the military plan was to save the world as it is in motion, this is exactly how it would go down.
Yes.
Not by electing a king like the president to come and burn the deep state down, but by selecting the tip of the operation to represent America and to allow himself to destruct as he so famously does to others he spotlights. Again, he was selected, not elected.
Yes. That's why he talks out of both sides of his mouth, because one, he doesn't want to, the other, he has to.
So if there was actually is a military plan, he is the perfect ball boy to expose the entire filthy, elite, sex trafficking, and satanic ritual abuse that goes on. He's no different. The more you pay attention, the more you wake up.
That's right.
The Justice Department has published some additional Epstein files related to allegations that President Trump sexually abused a minor. That's after an NPR investigation found dozens of pages were withheld. NPR's Stephen Fowler reports.
DOJ uploaded more than 1,000 new pages of Epstein files Thursday evening. They include 18 pages related to claims of sexual abuse by President Trump 4 decades ago that were previously withheld. After NPR reported on those missing files, the Justice Department said it was looking to see if that was a mistake. There are still 37 pages of records relating to the allegation missing. Also missing any sort of context as to how credible investigators found the claims, or why it was included in a Justice Department slideshow last fall. Stephen Fowler, NPR News, Atlanta.
I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News. For more.
That's all mainstream right there. Can't get no more mainstream than that.
Hey, I have a question. If the movie's going on since 1924, so my grandmother's born in 1928, so it's for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's obviously not made to wake people up, because that's just stupid. So then
that was our job. Yeah.
So were they trying to capture the fallen angels' souls? Like, why? Unless it is the end of the 26,000 cycle, like I had to go this far, I had to go into Aquarius, I had to go, like I had to do all these things, because it really harmed a lot more people than it's doing good.
Because it was the more people started coming here, the population got bigger and bigger, so they had to. That's how you can control people, by propagandizing them. Right. And entertaining them, right?
Right.
Entertainment was one of the big things. So, yeah, and then through entertainment, they saw that they could sway people, right? You can sway them in all sorts of ways. So they basically shaped our reality Like none of us have really seen our whole lives have been a scripted reality.
Yeah.
Right? We have always a boogeyman. We have an enemy. We have this. We have that. We have fear of you know, of some germ or the flu or right? Like picture no TV. You wouldn't know any of this stuff. Nothing. You would only know what was in your bubble, what was in your town, what was going on with your neighbor, right? But when someone can take information and sway a whole entire huge population, it works in their benefit, and that's why they've done it ever since.
Did you think those radios were put into your home because they really want you to hear their music?
Right?
Really?
I mean,
Did you really think that?
they can propagandize people who to go to war with, right? We
Yeah.
wouldn't know what any other country was doing
No.
or what's going on with their government, but they give us a story, like, so we greenlight these things, right?
We're under attack from an invisible enemy.
Right. We give them the power to do all these
We
things.
need $1 billion, quick.
By what they tell us.
Don't you want to be safe?
So yeah, it worked in their benefit, and we paid the price for that, right?
The radio began, and when the first radio hit the household, that was it.
Yes.
They've been capturing your minds ever since with a bunch of bullshit.
Like-
They even scare people. War of the Worlds.
Like I said, the CIA, even the military, right? And central casting has been around since 19.
Yes, that's the really
Yeah.
messed up part is the military. That's really messed
Yeah.
up.
Well,
That-
they have to approve all that. We have to approve most of those things. Like anything that has to, like a war film or anything with history, they had to approve that to make sure that it always stayed in the good light of the military, right? Or the government. Make sure that they're not criticized. So basically, that's kind of like communism, right?
We're not in communism.
totally.
We're trying to fight to not go into communism.
It's totally into communism. Bunch
Yeah.
of freaks.
I mean, it's just like George Orwell. That was so true,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
the people are
everybody's got to
screaming,
stop and listen to the big screen
Uh-huh.
up on the side of the wall.
and they're telling you who to hate and what.
Yeah. And
they-
who to turn in.
Yes,
Look, you got two options: rippled or wavy. That's it.
right. Yeah, it's scary.
Then it goes
but-
down to what color. It's gonna have to go down to what color because it's the same thing.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep.
But hey, how about them midterms?
Right.
You're not voting your way out of this one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So to all the Democrats that think they're fixing to do a blue wave and all that, and they're going to come in and just spend their next 2 years impeaching the president, hey, dumbasses, you're just as dumb as the other ones.
That's too much catching up. If you're still at that level, that's too much catching up. I don't have the time to like discuss it anymore with that level.
Right.
There's way too much. I don't think I can jump back in that well.
So it's really worked in their benefit, made them a lot of money, right? And it just they saw it worked really well, and then they just enhanced it and more and more and more. Bigger the population, the more dramatic they got into it.
Right.
So the Trump suspect Cole Allen and Usha Vance, JD Vance's wife, were actually in a video in a competition together in 2017, and it was in the news. What is happening? Look at this video. You're going to see both in there. This is at this tech conference where they're trying to get funding. Just look.
College student Cole Allen developed a prototype for a wheelchair emergency brake.
And there he is.
The wheelchair brakes tend to lock the wheels, but don't actually lock the chair to the ground. The idea with this
This is interesting.
is to prevent it from moving at all.
Recent
This seems
Aging into
nice.
the Future conference held by St. Barnabas Senior Services and the Eisner Foundation
You'll see Usha.
offered a test run on products that have the potential to enrich the lives of
There
seniors.
she is.
14 different tech startups
Y'all see
got to
her?
present
How much of a coincidence is this? Is it just me, or does it seem like we're living in a clown world and they're all laughing in our faces allegedly? Or is this just one big coincidence and we should all shut up?
I just be quiet.
They want us to shut up, right?
It's totally real.
That's pretty much what Caroline Levitt was saying, right?
Yeah.
We can't. We don't know how they're going to do this, they said.
Totally
We're
real.
talking too much.
How dare you point out this movie's a movie? Fuckers. Kim said, dude, slow your roll. The assassination attempt was not staged.
What?
Why would a 31-year-old man just throw his life away? You're too deep into this to see the light. Harry said, ma'am, it was a hoax. How was he throwing his life away?
Right.
These comments just prove my point of how stupid and gullible people have become. Right? Yeah, the comment that I asked yet.
If older people don't listen to younger people, they become slow amongst older people. When younger people don't listen to older people, they become slower amongst younger people. If young people would listen to older people, they move faster amongst younger people because you got advanced knowledge.
Right.
And when older people listen to younger people, we move faster in the older world because you got new knowledge. So when we listen to each other, we all grow, and that's called culture.
You got that?
It's called culture,
Right.
right? Like I talked about the Iroquois Confederation, right? They had the democracy where they all had a voice. Even the children got to sit there at the council and give their opinions and their voice, right? Because they have newer knowledge and they all have something to add. Everybody does. Everyone has value, young and old.
We'll play that again, in case you missed
Remember this. If older people don't listen to younger people, they become slow amongst older people. When younger people don't listen to...
In other words, that new knowledge keeps them on their feet around the older people.
Yes.
Around their peers. They got new knowledge, new information.
Like
and vice versa.
In the Nagamani, it talks about to talk to a child before 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's before they're indoctrinated, but now they started them even earlier in school. But that's before they get indoctrinated and they're more connected and they're saying some very wise things.
When younger people don't listen to older people, they become slower amongst younger people. If young people would listen to older people, they move faster amongst younger people because you got advanced knowledge.
Right.
And when older people listen to younger people, we move faster in the older world because you got new knowledge. So when we listen to each other, we all grow, and that's called culture.
And there's your culture. Mic drop. There, a little mic drop. There. Y'all enjoying the movie yet? Did y'all run out of popcorn?
Right.
What the fuck is this Israeli magician talking about? Will he shut the fuck up already? Any minute now. Come on, I need this ballroom. Where's the damn assassin? Finally. Works every time.
Come on, Spider Cash. Now's your time to shine. Fuck, I can't do it. Not tonight. Not tonight.
Don't look at her. Do not look at her, Bobby. I'm finally free. This is it. Sweet freedom.
Butter chicken, tikka masala, biryani, naan, samosa, tandoori chicken, curry, dal vindaloo, palak paneer.
Walking in this ballroom.
I
Can see clearly now the veil is lifted. Yeah.
I can see
all. I can sing it over with it. That's why I'm singing with it. It can't give me a copyright if I'm talking over it. I'm singing over it. Of course, you got to wake up. Otherwise, it's all. You got the magician. Oh, got the magician on stage. Isn't that funny? The timing of that. This magician going up on stage is that just. I no longer see politicians, Hollywood stars, or famous faces. I see scripted liars, controlled puppets, professional thieves, and elaborate psychological operations. I see occult rituals disguised as entertainment. And once the veil lifts, there's no going back. Then you get to sit back and watch everybody else fall for it. That's the hard part. Watching people still fall for it.
We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
Good luck. Good luck, right? He made that speech to the date, right? April 27th. Today's April 27th, 1961. Here we are. Right? And here we are.
And he just played the good guy.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. He just played the good guy. It wasn't like he wasn't a part of it. Like he didn't know anything, or he knew, but he was trying to save our lives. No, he was just playing the good guy.
That good cop, bad cop. They always do that.
Somebody's got to be the good cop. In a world full of bad cops.
And maybe he was trying to tell us some. I think some of them try to go off script, and got like a warning, right? Because, but all of them are Freemasons, right? That's part of the whole thing. It's a secret. They have to keep the secret.
All right, so here we go. We got Oscar nominations for Erica Kirk and her performance Saturday.
Why is Erica Kirk always so freaking performative? What the hell do you have to cry about, huh? I swear, if they're handing out Oscars, the Oscar for the most, look at me, what about me, me, should go to Erica Kirk. Well done, my dear. You made your people proud again. Carry on. I just want to go home. Bravo, darling. Bravo. Carry on. What?
That's what somebody said. A veteran friend of mine. He said, "You know how I know it was all bullshit? Because Erica Kirk was there."
Oh yeah. Yep.
She's that one that shows up to the funeral. That kind of like this clip right here.
Time to weep.
Time to laugh. A time to cast away stones.
So senseless.
Time to embrace.
Damn you, Roger.
Time to refrain.
Roger. Oh! Oh! Damn you, Roger! Damn it! Damn you!
So that no man can find out the world.
Try to fight it.
God made
Hell of an actress.
Checkmate, disappear, leaving no trace. Checkmate, put 2 commas on a new plate. Money. Checkmate, crypto wallet to the new rate. Checkmate, why you acting bold when you fake? Fake. Checkmate, you know my whole crew about to shake the state. Yeah. Checkmate, surprise clown. This ain't a game, it's a lifestyle. Not playing. Let me hit my broker, bitch. I'm on the speed.
That's Timmy. He's on TikTok. He's so funny. He needs to be an actor. He's really good. He does the funniest stuff.
See, I got remove that from stage, remove that from stage. Oh, don't stop that one. What's this one?
Trump's.
Yeah, I did that one. Remove that one and remove that one.
The one at the bottom.
Yeah, I got them right here already loaded for you. I just got to play them. Here, the video file. This one? Which one of these?
No.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here it is.
John the Baptist, Baphomet, and the word Muhammad apparently are all the same thing. And let's go into this because this is a Knights Templar mystery. And if you guys didn't know, the Grail mysteries are about the Eastern secrets of the woman, or the feminine mysteries getting brought to Europe. So this is one reason the church demonized it and attacked it. And that's also why they call the mother Mary, because they don't want you to know her real name, which is Sophia, which means wisdom. Because then every time you see the word wisdom in the Bible, you would know they're referring to the feminine. Friday the 13th, right? They had to demonize it. And even like the movie Friday the 13th, the guy drowns in the water, right? And this is the son of Jason. But the 13th letter is M, which in Hebrew literally means water. So what's going on with water? What's water related to? Well, I like looking at the water signs, right? You have Scorpio, you have Pisces, so imagination, you have like your passion, your desires, and then Cancer, kind of more that protective. So it's like these emotions, but what controls these watery emotions? The nerves and the veins. So this is where Venus and Islam, because Venus related to Friday, and Islam does things on Friday 5 times a day. They have the crescent and the 5-pointed star, but Venus rotates around Earth like a 5-pointed star, right? So a lot of the mysteries considered Venus like a solar guardian angel, or like our own inner guardian angel, related to this like light aspect, or what controls the earth element, or our physical. So that's really what Baphomet is actually all about. And so let's go into the Greek word Baphomet, or Baphometes. So Baphe means to baptize, metes means wisdom. But I thought Sophia means wisdom. So that's where it gets interesting, because we all heard in the Bible, right? Jesus talks about Elias coming before him, who is actually John the Baptist. Once again, we're going back to this John the Baptist, who relates to water, who comes before Jesus. It's literally in the Bible. He says, Elias comes before me. And then the next section after that, his followers said, wouldn't that be John the Baptist? And John the Baptist is who recognized who Jesus was going to become. So there's so much hidden into this. And if that really is Muhammad, then what does that mean? That means Islam was technically just a mystery school that was preparing the way for Christ. Would that relate? Well, if you look at the origins of it, the early Afro-Asian origins before Turkish Ottoman Empire took over, that's exactly what it is. And that's probably why Haile Selassie, the emperor of Ethiopia, married Empress Menen, which was an Islamic queen. So there's so much deeper that goes into it, but you got to take away the pale invaders because they used it as a political tool to take over. And when you use these religions that were originally esoteric mystery schools as a tool to control people, you make it literal and dogmatic. So don't blame these sects. Don't blame these ways of looking at God. Blame the people that took them over and then took a book that said love, 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 and then went, I'm going to hurt people. So I don't know. That's just common sense, guys. If you're following a sect created by people that hurt people, and then you're blaming the religion, not the people that took it over, that sounds like a personal problem. But Baphomet. So Metis means wisdom. Sophia means wisdom. But what's the difference? This is why you have to study Greek words and understand, because if you're reading the Bible and you don't even know what the word means, or that there's multiple meanings for the same word, are you really learning anything? So metis means the wisdom of the physical, which is exactly what the water or the senses. It's kind of like Indra in India. It's the wisdom that overcomes your senses, your nerves, your instincts. So then Sophia would be the divine wisdom, the wisdom of nature, the wisdom of the universe. So these were the two types of wisdoms. And her son kind of becomes this rebel, if you understand Gnostic mysteries. And that's why that Christ consciousness has to redeem this intelligence, or this, it's like this lower light thinks it's the God of all. It's this Luciferic fall, because now it can rule over the earth or the body. And so it thinks it's the Lord of the world, but it's forgotten the laws of love, or love overrules law, right? So the issue is when religions are promoting law over love, because that starts to be mentally and egotistically driven, and most of the time you'll fall into materialism, which unfortunately modern Islam, Catholicism, those are great examples of things that started out beautiful but became dogmatic over time. And that doesn't mean being a part of these religions you're like gonna fail. There's a lot of beauty in them if you can overcome the dogma.
Right? So there's a deeper meanings. The words, every word means something deeper than what it actually is. There's also translations, Hebrew, Greek.
I'm the Baptist.
And the metaphysical metaphor, right? A deeper meaning. So it's not, that's why if so many people are confused, they read the Bible or the Quran or whatever as it is, as literal, when actually if you understand the deeper meaning, then it hits you differently, right? And you can actually learn something, and then it becomes beautiful instead of confusing, right? Like, if you ever sit there and read the Bible and you're like, what? Right? Because it's telling you a deeper story than what's actually written.
Yeah. Don't fear the truth.
And of course, like you said, the Vatican, they took over and assigned these religions and gave them just the basics understanding of it.
Damn it.
Lust is normalized in this society, but deep down, you are seeking union with another soul, not with random strangers. This keeps you depleted. Gluttony, the overconsumption of food, alcohol, substances, when really the soul wants to be nourished, but society wants you to overconsume as a business model. Greed, when you are craving more and more material things, when really your soul wants generosity, envy, and jealousy, and wishing ill onto other people who have hurt us is so easy for us to do. But deep within our hearts, we just want to love others. Wrath is the anger that we project onto other people instead of using our voices for justice, for what is right, for the passion within us that we want to express. Sloth, the overusage of sleep, but you might not get enough sleep. You might love to hustle and grind. Satan can't grab you in sloth, but he will grab you in performance. Deep down, your soul is craving peace. Pride, the overconfidence, the ego that you are constantly right, but deep down you have self-hatred. All you truly want is self-love. When you identify which of these sins you are heavily committing, you are able to instead apply the opposite of what your soul is actually craving.
True.
What?
That we weren't built like that, really. Society gave us all those.
All right, so Lindsey Graham's talking about making us pay for the ballroom now. I thought they just did Trump just send the military trillions of dollars in their budget? Why do they need another $400 million? Didn't he get donations from all of his buddies? Didn't he get donations from the swamp to build the
Yeah.
ballroom?
Yeah, and then now the Democrats are coming in because of all the craziness the Republicans are doing. And they said there's like 3 million people behind Jasmine Crockett now. And some new guys up and coming, running for something that's a Muslim, right? That wants free health care for everyone. So it looks like people might be flocking to something that sounds better,
Flocking.
right? Like they said,
Like what?
when things become so bad, people will beg for change, even if it comes with authority.
Even if you got to give up all your rights, like
Yes.
Trump wants you to do for the military to get to have that FISA. Remember the FISA he didn't like that was being used against him? He now wants to give up his rights and his liberty. Well, give up your rights and liberty, Trump. You're just an actor for Central Casting, so you want me to give up my rights and liberty for your movie
Right.
and your bullshit
Well,
ballroom?
test for us all, right?
The ballroom for the
We're
Masons?
supposed to do what the Constitution says, and
Here you go.
redo it when it gets too tyrannical. There's provisions put in place that we're supposed to all be acting on. Educating yourself is first of all, right? A lot of people don't want to educate themselves. They want to watch the shit show all the time or entertain themselves. That's not helping anything.
All right, so Lady G, South Carolina. Oh, he's back in the States. When did he come back from Israel? Anybody know? He must have just come back just to say this so he can go. Is he heading back after he makes this speech? Or I don't even hardly see her.
We're going to introduce legislation that would authorize $400 million to be spent to secure to build the presidential ballroom. Underneath, there will be a lot of military stuff. There will be a Secret Service annex. And we've paid for it by offsetting it with custom fees. But the estimate is $332 million. We're going to do $400 million because I think it's probably going to take more. Private donations can be used, but I think they should be used for buying China and stuff like that. Underneath this ballroom will be infrastructure that is national security centric. The ballroom itself will avoid the dilemma of having to leave the White House grounds with future presidents and this president to go downtown in a place that's less secure. President Trump said to me yesterday, we need the ballroom, not just for me, but for future presidents. He literally could have left his bedroom, walked out the back of the White House, and been at the ballroom. That's what needs to happen when you have 1,000 or 2,000 people gathered in today's environment. And the sooner we get the ballroom built, the more hardened it is, the better for the country. So I hope and pray that most people in the Senate.
You
Yeah,
don't,
because that's going to help me in my life,
Lady
right?
G, you don't pray. So quit using those words and that terminology like you're a Christian man, right? When you're a ravaging wolf, you sick fuck. Can't wait to see your ass get arrested for your war crimes.
After
Shit.
Saturday night.
We don't need no damn ballroom. Get out of here, clown. He's the worst of the worst. I can't believe he's sitting there holding. He's still got a microphone. What are we doing here? Right now, we're going to try to convince us that we need a ballroom for what? What
They
was
want
wrong with the one
That
that was
doesn't do
there?
anything for us.
They don't do shit for me. Don't do shit for the country.
Nothing.
Unless y'all are trying to protect yourselves from all the shit you're fixing to start in the future.
That's what it is.
If that's the case,
They
then
already have a
no.
ballroom.
If you're going to start shit overseas, then you need to stay above ground like the rest of us and face the wrath of your bullshit. Right? You want to pick fights with everybody and then you want to go hide underground and leave the rest of us up here to fend for ourselves?
There's going to be a couple parts of this video. I don't typically ask to stay for the whole video, but I think you're going to want to. So for those of us that like to question every major event, when we think, are we sure they're telling us the truth on this? What would be the motive to something like this? That's what people are asking. Why would they do it? Why would they do it? You guys do know there's a big lawsuit right now about this whole ballroom. You guys do know that, right?
This isn't a ballroom. This is the third temple, right? When you got Lady G, Randy Swine, and all these people simultaneously talking about the ballroom after somebody tried killing the president, something's wrong. When you think a ballroom is going to solve the issue of assassination attempts on presidents' lives, past, present, future, we still ain't got to the bottom of JFK. But a ballroom's going to protect the future presidents from who? Who's the threat? We still haven't identified it yet. You're going to have the threat in the bunker with you?
Well, apparently this last one, right? They're painting as a regular citizen who is disgruntled with the government.
Oh, okay.
So they're
Yeah,
painting a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can people can be on the lookout for people being
That
critical
are
of the
criticizing
bullshit.
the government.
Right. The corporate government.
Yes.
Right.
Which is
by
a lot of people.
Yeah. It's what you're supposed to do in a democracy
And that's
or a republic.
that's why we need
Guys, this isn't a totalitarian. This isn't what is it? This isn't Nazi Germany.
Right.
All right. I know everybody wants it to be. When you want to, okay, let me check the papers. I know you want to check my ID. I know you just gotta have my ID and my papers. Right.
Right.
But this is a democracy. This is a republic.
It's both.
Sure, that's what is beautiful about it. This isn't China or whatever other
That's
country.
why they called it an
South Korea or North
experiment.
Korea.
It was something unique. This was never done before, right?
You guys do know that, right? And by the way, it's way more than just a ballroom on top where they can all party and gather together securely. And the only reason why we found out was because they were sued and that information had to come out that there's going to be a big military base under the ballroom, a big bunker. And so I'm going to ask you, after the shooting, do you think this was a pre-planned speech or not?
All of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building, and
If it's not a secure building and this isn't staged, then you need to fire everybody at the Secret Service and your security detail for bringing you into the building that isn't secure. Or is this staged?
Or they just
you make the
actors and
decision.
they know it.
Exactly. But stop. If it wasn't secure, then why did your security team take you in there? Stop. Quit.
I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the
drum roll
attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof. It's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom.
Drone proof? Like, when did drones fly into the Capitol, into DC? Why do you need a drone-proof building if are they expecting some kind of attack? Why do you need a drone-proof building in the most secured location in the planet?
That's why secret.
He said
Bulletproof.
bulletproof glass.
Service. That's why the military are demanding it. We need.
The military is demanding it. The military is demanding it. The military, the military, the military, the military. This is for all future presidents.
Oh, and a republic doesn't have a president. Just
Right. So if this is a republic, then I'd like to know why we're still doing the White House debacle. Right, with the president of the corporation still. Right.
Security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
And then ironically, after the speech, a whole bunch of MAGA influencers were saying this online. Yeah, because that's definitely a normal thing to say after an attempted assassination, right?
Yeah, they never want to know who did it. You notice that? Never let a good crisis go to waste. They always pass the bills and legislation, but they never get to the bottom of the psyop that was performed in order to pass the bills, in order to get the money. All right, so here's all your MAGA. No, I don't think there's Jack Posobiec isn't MAGA. I don't think. Katie Miller, is that Pee Wee German's wife? She's build the ballroom. So that's what you say right after you leave an event where you had to be escorted out by security with your husband hiding behind you while you're pregnant. Is build the ballroom, right? I mean, come on.
At the exact same time,
else?
this is the
Who else we got?
push. But the lawsuit, guess what?
What?
It ain't going away. What does our good friend Randy Fine decide?
That's Randy Swine
to do? We're going to force it in with legislation. That's what we're going to do.
Right. So this is Representative Randy Fine is introducing legislation that would create statutory authority for a White House ballroom. It is called the Build the Ballroom Act. Man, this dude ain't done shit while he was down. Has this guy done anything for Florida since he's been your representative down there? Randy Swine. Why is he more concerned about a ballroom and not about the gas prices and the cost of living?
They're all concerned about that ballroom.
That ballroom. I don't know what's in that damn ballroom, but for it to be about the military,
like they all want to be in there.
Why ain't the military talking about it? Why do we got politicians coming in and podcasters and propagandists talking about how great this ballroom is, how much we need it? And why do they all seem to be from another country? What's up? I ain't heard nobody in the military say they want the ballroom. Not one.
No. But he's saying that, so I guess we
So
green
the
light
people
it
go,
and say,
oh
yeah,
whatever the military
we
wants.
want the military.
What? Hey, if they need it, they need it for national security. Got to keep it safe. Then why are they going into a bunker that is drone proof if they don't plan on starting a bunch of shit with somebody? Is that keeping you safe, or are they keeping themselves safe?
Right.
Right. So when everything just blows up, then
With our money.
Right.
They ain't going away. What does our good friend Randy Fine decide to do?
Randy Fine, he ain't worried about the homeless people in his district. He's not worried about people living paycheck to paycheck. He wants to get this bill passed. Man, this crazy when they can get a bill passed like that. They can write one up and get it passed. Just like
caviar,
just like
and ice cream with truffles. Come on now. They're not even on the same page as us.
All right, Randy Swine.
We're going to force it in with legislation. That's what we're going to do. And Randy Fine is the guy to do it. That ballroom's coming whether you like it or not. So then, of course, that angered me, and I'm immature. So I asked Grok to make me this photo right here, if you read. And Grok didn't want to do it because they said it was too derogatory. And I thought, is it because of the fat or the hat? Is it the hat or the fat? Which one is it? And I took the last part of the command. I finally got him to do it because Randy Fine needs to budget in so that they can fit him into the ballroom. And they were kind of clever with the hat, to be honest. It was very universal and non-offensive. And then it actually bothered me because I pay for a service to put a command in AI, even if it is offensive, of a fat congressman getting craned into the new ballroom. And it wouldn't do it because you can't criticize this small little group of people. So then I thought, well, surely you can't criticize this group of people. Grok seemed to have no problem with that. And I thought, so we went further and Grok seemed to have no problem with that. And then I thought, wow, we really are the United States of Israel, aren't we?
United States of APAC, dude. USA. 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 Scavino. USA. Crickets. Right. So if you notice that Grok would allow him to make fun of Christians and Muslims, but just not the Jewish community. Isn't that funny?
Right.
That's
It was
awesome.
programmed by its programmer,
I wonder
right?
who. Surely not. Surely this is a.
Yeah, like Copilot, it won't let me do a political. When you do an image, it won't let you do a political person.
Well, this
But
right.
Chat GPT will.
You could do a giant cross.
This group of people.
You could do a giant cross. You can do.
To have no.
You could do Muslims with the turbans,
Uh-huh.
but you can't do the
No, because
person
of
with
that,
the tiny hat.
anti-Semitic law. Remember?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, this might, man.
But they consider everything anti-Semitic, I guess.
What you just said was anti-Semitic. You just saying anti-Semitic's anti-Semitic,
Right?
right?
No. Now imagine there was an emergency outside the truck, an accident, something terrible on the ranch with a chainsaw. And I jump in this truck, but the truck, it won't shift into drive. Why? Because the cameras and sensors inside this cab won't let it shift because it detects my eyes are big. There's a lot of emotion. There's some panic and it doesn't feel that I'm fit to drive. Now that's not science fiction. That is happening because Ford just filed the patents. Ford actually has a series of patents down at the U.S. Patent and Trade Office that deal with the sensors and cameras inside the cab of their truck. And if the sensors in that truck determine that you're not fit to drive, that truck will not actually shift from park to drive. Now, they already have a system called telematics, and that's where they can actually pull up cameras in real time inside the cab of their fleet vehicles. Now, they actually market this to insurance companies because the truth is, this is really about who owns the data and who owns the liability. Now, your name might actually be on the title of this truck, and you may have paid for it, but you don't own it. Now, Ford didn't file just one patent. They filed a stack of them, all within months of each other. Are you sitting down? Get this. This Ford technology patent doesn't just watch you. This one puts you in jail. Ford filed a patent, serial number 0104469, where the system takes your biometric data, your face, your iris, and your fingerprint, and it runs it through a criminal database in real time. While you're sitting in your own truck, think about what that means. You wake up one morning, you walk out to your driveway, you climb into a vehicle with your name on the title, on property with your name on the deed. And before you go anywhere, before you've done a single thing wrong, your truck is already running your face through a law enforcement database. Ford's own patent language describes this as potentially useful for police. They wrote that. Ford wrote that into the patent application. So the question isn't whether this technology can be abused. Ford already told you who it's for. You just didn't know that you were buying a cop car. Now I'm going to walk you through a few of these patents. Lip reading, cameras inside your cab, machine learning trained on lip movement datasets, cloud connected, your face processed somewhere you'll never see, stored as long as they want. Acoustic lip reading, if the cameras aren't enough, the system emits inaudible sound waves and reads the echoes bouncing off of your mouth. You can't see it, it's just happening. Biometrics, your face, fingerprint, iris, filed February 2024, and it was published August 2025. This one is assigned a serial number because it's real. Ad listening, this is scary. It monitors conversations between everyone in the cab. It serves targeted ads based on what you and others are talking about while you're driving. In Ford's words, maximum opportunity for ad-based monetization. No description of how that data is protected either. None. How about Ford Pro Telematics? Now, this one isn't a patent. This one is actually a product page. Right now, fleet managers can pull live in-cabin video feeds of drivers on their phones. Ford markets seatbelt compliance alerts with the explicit benefit of lowering insurance costs. They said it themselves. This is the infrastructure, and once the infrastructure exists, it's going to get used and abused. Now, Ford isn't alone in this. This is an arms race. Smart Eye driver monitoring software is already in over 2 million cars globally. The EU's general safety regulation mandates drowsiness systems as standard equipment going forward. GM deployed biometric seat sensors and heart rate monitoring in production trucks.
Come on.
Do a bill on that, right? Well, they're calling it impaired driving prevention technology, right? This passive safety systems. It does basically the same thing he said. It monitors biometrics, alcohol sensing, air monitors, touch-based alcohol sensors, camera-based driver monitoring. Right? So they're debating on this. Biometric signals, eye tracking, head movement, alcohol concentration readings, driver performance anomalies, lane drifting, delayed reactions. So they're trying to do a bill. Has not finalized the rule yet, but once it does, automakers will have 2 to 3 years to implement it. So they want a bill to implement all that into the newer vehicles, and they expect to roll it out in between 2026 through 2027. Right. So the controversy is privacy, false positives, tech misreading, fatigue, medical issues, data use, potential sharing with insurers and manufacturers, and law enforcement, government overreach, fear of a future kill switch where they can just turn it off too.
Boy, these 70 models Ford sure are looking good.
Right? Groups like MAD, remember MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, argue the technology could prevent 10,000 plus deaths per year. So they're bringing MAD back in there, which started all this stuff.
That's weird. Right.
So, yeah.
So we got a 1970 Ford F100 for sale right here. Probably $80,000 cheaper than a Ford F-150. We got a 1970 Ford. Right, ready to rock and roll, guys. You don't have to. This is all you gotta do. Just crank up your old Chevys, your old Fords.
And you know who brought the bill? Scott Perry, Republican, and the co-sponsors is, which I'm disappointed in, Thomas Massey, Andy Biggs, Chip Roy, Paul Gozer, Harriet Hagman, and others. No Democrat have signed on to this bipartisan bill. So, looks like we have a bunch of Trojan horses, right? They act like they're for you, and they'll go against you.
Yeah, it's like
that's what they do.
It's the bag of potato chips. You get the
Yeah.
wavy or the ridged. Which one you want?
Yeah, they're probably invested in this.
Oh yeah, the technology. Yeah, they probably have stocks and all sorts of shit in there. They're gonna make some money off of it. That's what they all do.
I can't remember where the video is right now, but there was a gentleman that put a video out about all of the old car and truck parts. There was pretty much like one company that was still going, and somebody bought them, and so they were gonna start getting rid of all of the older car parts. Do you remember seeing a video like that?
No, I know where to get old car parts though. You get it from the junkyard or Rock Auto, stuff like that, where you can rebuild your alternators and stuff on them. You don't have to get new alternators. A lot of stuff you can do with these older cars. You don't.
Cheating wanted you to click on the blue truck to see how much Ford, see how much it is.
On the blue one.
Yeah, 66 says you might even get your real ID driver's license or get it suspended.
Oh no.
Right.
Here, let's click on the truck. Which one? The blue one?
The
This
blue.
one, 1978. Shit.
Yeah, the older the car, the better. I'm telling you.
20,000 for this baby blue.
Ooh, I like that. That's what I want. That's not bad. And you can work on
15.
those.
Look, 5,000 right here.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at that.
heck
You
yeah.
pay cash with that one.
That's a good deal.
78.
I like the older trucks, and they run better.
They get a little bit pricier. Some of them are 47,
Yeah,
but
it depends on what you would look
hey,
for.
when you look at the new 2026 Ford F-150, it's $100,000.
I like the 1960s ones. Those are nice.
There you go, 17,000. You don't have all them sensors on it, right? You don't have your rear view mirror taking pictures of you.
Listening to your conversation.
You don't have your radio in there listening to your conversations, right?
Right.
Yeah, 16,000, 35. Well, it depends. You can look around the neighborhood. A lot of I know around where I'm at, a lot of people have a lot of these older trucks sitting in their yard, just sitting there. And you're like,
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is also good.
18,000 for a 4x4 regular. All right. So now we look at a what? What is it? Let's look at a 2026 Ford. Where are we at? How much is it?
I got 100 or something thousand.
What is it? A house note? 58.
They must have went down a little bit. That's because they can't sell them.
Look, 74,000, 60,000.
Remember that one? The one. When was it? Several months ago, they were showing. They were like in 100 and 118, 120.
There's another one, Ford Raptor, 91,000. Look.
Yeah.
And that's a 2025 for 91,000. That's not even a 2026. You got a 60,000, 50,000, 60,000. Yeah. So, yeah, the thing with these older ones, you can work on them. Not showing it. Oh, I didn't even show the screen. I don't know if I showed it or not. Did I show it? Here, let's go. Yeah, well, I told you the prices. That's good enough. We can continue. Get the point, right?
Yeah.
That you got a lot of older classic cars that you can now afford. They're way more affordable than what you see today on the car lot.
Yeah, so I wouldn't get any newer car, especially if they're gonna pass that. That's crazy.
Right.
Get your kids, if you have kids or grandkids, get them an old truck.
Get them an old truck. Like my nephew, he's got a 70 model.
There's a lot of people, older people. This guy was going around. He goes to these people that have like old cars, vehicles in their barns, right? That's just been sitting there, and he gets some really good deals. And some of them they're like in perfect shape. They just hadn't been running a long time. He just had to, tinker with it a little bit. But you can find some really good deals.
So see that one? That's a security cam. That right there is a flock cam.
Fully support the use of flock cameras. I think it'll not reduce crime.
The flock cam is AI, photographing and remembering. It will take pictures and videos of your vehicle, right? And it'll log you at this time, at this place, blah, 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 blah. The flock cam goes to a private company. I think it's 90,000 nationwide and 9,000 in DFW. Those little guys watch you and tag you everywhere you go. So it just tagged me now. Even though I don't have a license plate, it's still going to put me down in memory in this spot. So now when I go over to the next cameras, which we're going to go a little ways in, those cameras will ping me as well. And then this private company is going to know I was here and went to there and was pointing at their cameras. Flock safety, 24/7 recording. So see, they're getting you when you come in, they're getting you when you leave. Also, the website that we're using just to look up the cameras, the owner of these cameras, the dude that owns the company, he tried to say that it was terrorism. That us knowing where these cameras are on a website is terrorism.
And then unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFlock, whose primary motivation is chaos.
they are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
On what planet is us knowing where these companies' cameras are that are logging our everyday life? Does this guy get to say that us knowing where this camera is, like I just found it because of the map, how's it terrorism for me to know where this camera is? That just seems sus, right?
Right? Is that terrorism? Well, that's terrorism that you know where our surveillance. That's for your safety. All right, so what we have, if you need more proof of the geoengineering, we have the Surgeon General of Florida, Joseph Lapato, MD, PhD, Florida Surgeon General right now, saying the quiet part out loud. He knows what is happening. Remember, we never consented to having anything dispensed into the air that we breathe, or having our life-giving sun blocked.
Efforts to save us from the end of the world. But so instead of what these forces, what this idea or what this ideology really is doing is saying that, well, with the United Nations and other countries, what we're going to do to save the planet and save everyone on the planet is we are going to release different substances into the air, substances with aluminum and barium and cadmium and silicone and all these other substances, and we're gonna it will help deflect the sun and all this stuff. Did anyone ever bother to come and ask you whether people have a right to put stuff in the air you breathe? I mean, this is the madness. This doesn't be together. It's because of all these efforts to save.
Okay, so one of the things that they spray is called smart dust. Okay, smart dust is a collection of extremely small wireless sensor devices called motes that detect environmental data, and each mote typically contains sensors, a tiny computer chip, wireless communication components, and a power source. It refers to networks of micro electromechanic systems called MEMS, MEMS, tiny devices often around 1 cubic millimeter or smaller, roughly the size of a grain of sand. Those motes can sense, compute, and wirelessly transmit data about their surroundings. They can detect light, temperature, vibration, chemicals, sound, pressure, and more. These devices are designed to be deployed in large numbers, forming a distribution sensor network that can float in the air, sit on surfaces, or embedded into environments. Right? So the sensors detect environmental conditions such as light, temperature, vibration, chemicals, or motion. Microcontroller processor sensor data and manages device functions. Wireless communication, often optical, laser-based, or radio frequency systems that allows motes to communicate with each other or a base situation. Some use active optical transmission, laser diode, plus mirrors, optical transmission, or passive optical reflection, corner cube retroreflector. So tiny batteries or solar cells is their power source. Some experimental versions are battery free and harvest ambient energy. Memory stores collective data before transmission, receives signals or programming updates from other modes or base stations. So it's they use it for for environmental monitoring, weather, pollution, forest fire detection, agriculture, soil crop monitoring, industrial systems like pipeline monitoring equipment and diagnostics, defense and surveillance, healthcare, internal body sensors, and patient monitoring. Isn't that kind of like what Sabrina Wallace was talking about? Yeah, that's the smart dust. That's what they spray.
So what you're seeing here is the aerial poisoning of Europe has reached critical levels. They are not even hiding it anymore. Today alone, tons of nanotoxic heavy metal particulates were dumped from aircraft across European skies. Aluminum, barium, strontium, and who knows what else. You can see the lingering chemtrails crisscrossing the atmosphere like a giant toxic spider web. This is not contrails. Contrails dissipate within seconds. This is not weather modification for your safety. This is a slow motion coal of humanity, especially if you have lung issues, breathing issues, anything like that. Right? They spray, your lungs hurt, you go to the hospital, the protocols kill you. Sickening rates of respiratory issues, which is what we've seen during COVID, neurological damage, immune system collapsing, skyrocketing cancers, which is what we're seeing, and mystery illnesses exploding in every country under these sprayed skies. They are poisoning the air that we breathe, the soil our food grows in, the water that we drink, all while gaslighting us with climate change excuses and geoengineering lies. If they worried about climate change, they would be building these data centers.
No.
Okay?
No, they're not worried about. That's what the excuse they use to do what they do.
They want us weak. They want us sterile. They want us gone. Enough is enough. If you still have a functioning brain, pull your head out of your ass and wake up. Document the skies, share the evidence, and demand answers. So as you see this taking place where you're at, take pictures, take video. Share those pictures and videos and demand answers. Put it on X. Hey, send it to Randy Fine. Remember in Florida, your representative member DeSantimonious made it illegal to
Yeah, we're
spray.
gonna have to start getting louder and more demanding with these people.
It's time to put a stop to this culling of humanity. Right. You got a lot of people sharing their videos, of course.
No jet fuel, but plenty of slags to.
See, a contrail, it would already be dissipating back here. As it went, it would dissipate as the line went. These stay in the sky. These aren't contrails.
Overwhelm in 35 seconds. This pen represents a neurotypical brain, and the tip of the pen represents a thought. The neurotypical brain only has one tip, one thought, and because of that, it's easy for that thought to turn into an action. This pen represents an ADHD brain. This brain has many thoughts, all trying to start an action at the same time. This thought is, I need to clean my flat. This thought is, I need to return that item of clothing I don't like. This thought is, I need to drink water. This thought is, I need to unpack that suitcase. This thought is, I need to text my friend back. This thought is, I need to pay that parking ticket. And because all of these thoughts are happening at the same time, it creates a chaos inside which blocks any of the thoughts from turning into an action, and therefore nothing gets done. That is ADHD overwhelm.
And there you go. Described quite nicely there.
Yep.
That's how to understand ADHD overwhelm in 35 seconds. It's like everything trying to be done at once. You can only do one thing at a time. Here's more on that.
All right, this is Ireland and the UK yesterday.
So this is yesterday.
Sunday, the 19th of April, just about to be clouded over by artificial cloud cover. Now, first of all, we have both of the components necessary for artificial cloud creation. We've got chemtrails and we've got electromagnetic frequency transmissions going on up there in Scotland, very visible, being broadcast from fixed transmitters. So we'll zoom back out. We're at 8:20 in the morning. So as you can see, Ireland and all of the sea around Ireland is covered in chemtrails. Now, I'm going to play this now in a second. Just look at what happens when this toxic cloud of chemtrails drifts over to the UK. Just look at what happens as soon as it hits mainland UK. Right, within a couple of hours, both land masses turn snow white with artificial cloud cover. Look at that. And look at how the cloud is tailor-made to fit the coastline of both land masses. Absolutely crazy. We'll go back on that again and we'll just see what happened there, okay? So the chemtrails drifting across, and as soon as they hit mainland UK, they are hit by the 5G network and ionized and coalesced together, creating cloud cover. And that's why it's tailor-made to fit the coastline, because it's broadcast from 5G transmitters on the ground. Now, the so-called experts will say, well, oh, that's just convection. No, it's not convection. It's not convection when you've got tons and tons of chemtrails sprayed for thousands of square miles, and when you got electromagnetic transmissions interacting with that poison. That's not convection. That's artificial cloud creation. Now, look, we're going to go back here. The spraying operation for this blocking of our sun today began out in the Atlantic at 2 o'clock, well, even before, like midnight on Sunday. Look at this. This is all chemtrails being laid. We're at 2 o'clock in the morning here now. Look at all this. 3 o'clock in the morning. Right, look at it all. Look at it all. It's making its way over towards the UK as it is, like 4 or 5 in the morning. It has drifted over there, even though you can't really see it in the morning. It's already there. It's just kind of fizzled out a little bit. But the particulate is already there, ready to be ionized by the 5G network. But look at that. And then, boom, just like hundreds, possibly thousands of tons of substances have gone into this operation alone. Just crazy. To block our sun. Our life-giving sun. Just crazy, crazy stuff. State of it. Look at just crazy chemtrailing going on everywhere today, down the Bay of Biscay. I'm just concentrating right here for this video, just for simplicity. It takes ages to go all around the world, to be honest. But look at that. Just crazy. Now, we should have had lovely blue skies today over Ireland and the UK, because we're bang smack in the centre of a high-pressure system. And we should have had very little or no cloud cover. But instead, we had this. Just insane. Just crazy, crazy stuff. Our government blocking our sun and slowly killing all life on Earth.
There we go. A little foreign overseas reporting there in Ireland.
Yep.
Y'all starting to see what's happening out there? Do you see how everything that's been built around us, our entire system, has been a cage, walls that have gone up around us? You're watching how everything is connected. It comes down to, what's the ultimate goal? Nobody's telling us what the ultimate goal is, so it's causing us, I guess you could say, trip out, right? However, as I'm putting together a video series about what's happening in the local court jurisdictions, because the attention that we need to be focusing on is in our local towns, our local jurisdictions, the local courthouse. The local courthouses are the ones that are literally the outposts divvying out all this bullshit to us. This is where we have to break the network. We have to break these cycles, because if we don't, we see where we're headed, folks, and it's not looking too good now, is it? You okay with your food being fucked with? You okay with your families being fucked with? You're okay with your income being fucked with? You're okay with your fucking neighbors being fucked with? Your children? Because that's where we are. The more we stay silent, the worse it's going to get. You need to focus on your local court jurisdiction. The vast majority of us don't even know who the fuck is coming up into politics that this system is cultivating. And then what's powering this shit? These nonprofits, where these people hide in plain sight, and they call it activism and that they're doing good for people. But you don't realize the control over our system by a specific demographic of people that have helped occupy the entire fucking government, because again, these are the outposts for the government in which has been occupied. So there's networks within every single courthouse that all operate the same. The reason that I'm building this video series is because this is the only way we're going to get on top of this shit, because there is a solution to what's happening, but it comes with what needs to happen, what should have happened a long time ago. The systems need to be dismantled. We can't leave any stones stacked that the architects of this system stacked, because all stones are stacked against us. There's no one coming to save any of us around the whole fucking world except us. We citizens need to fucking unite. And it's not just American citizens or the USA citizens. It's all the world citizens, the people. We can't just give our energy. We can't give our labor. We can't give our life for the tyrants that are trying to steal it. It's happening around the world, and this is the moment, folks. I'm taking this time to educate every single one of you the best I can from what I found inside this system, and for the reason that it needs to be dismantled, for the reason the United States needs to be a much smaller demographic. It needs to be multiple countries at this point, folks. And there's a reason for it, because it's part of the stacked stones that have stacked this prison against us, and that has waged war across the entire world. The entire world. We know this empire, the strength that this empire has, is fallen. It's falling apart. There's nothing we can do to turn it around. All great nations, all great empires, the world currencies, they always come to an end and another one comes. So this being the case, we start our rebuild right fucking now, because we see that this system, all it did was rob us, and it's continually robbing us. Not just robbing us of our finances. It's robbing us of our well-being. It's robbing us of our happiness, our ability to just live and just have an existence. You know, we're not here to win the game. We're here to enjoy the experiences what we're a part of has offered us. That's it. I don't want to be fucked with. I want to be left the fuck alone. Just like everyone else. I want my kids to be safe. I want the people I care about to be safe. I want everyone to just be able to live. But when you understand how much control that they've built around us, and why they've been building these processes, and why there's so many missing children every year, and why there's so many wars and so much unaliving, it's not normal, but it's been normalized throughout all of existence. It's important to know how it all works. As I keep bringing this story forward, it's gonna get bigger and more dramatic. There's a lot that's happening right in front of us that we just weren't aware of. Oh God. All I know is that we absolutely have to do our best to wake the fuck up and trust each other and start talking to each other and start building our communities, strengthening community. Stop letting these political divides divide us. Unity is what they're afraid of. Love and acceptance is what they are running from right now. And so, as I've been putting this video series together and talking about this specific judge, Brad Weinrub in San Diego, I've been getting contacted by people within the court system and some crazy ass direct messages, but I'm gonna keep going, and it gets crazy. Wait till I start showing you what these motherfuckers have been up to. I feel like every single case he's ever sat on in San Diego needs to be reheard. Nobody got a fair shake if their cases were heard by this piece of shit. So anyways, hang in there, everyone. Looks like the storms are just going to get a bit rougher before they get better. So, woo!
Buckle up, buttercups.
So that's why, I mean, there's a lot of people that's been fighting within the courts, like, showing them they took it head on, right? And they were having to go through a lot of stuff, and they're getting worn out. Some of them have been doing this for a long time, and it's getting nowhere, right? But it proved the point that they are bending, and there's no fixing it with the current people in there, because they're not going to have any of it, right? They don't recognize our Constitution. They don't care about our Constitution. They don't care about our rights, right? And it was due mainly also on our part, right? Our education system didn't teach us the correct things to make sure that we held on to the preservation of the sacred of our liberties and our freedom and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and how the whole structure worked. They dropped the ball on that, and we did too as well, right? So then comes in communism, right? Communism and socialism is what happens when people don't stay vigilant and they don't educate themselves. And if you haven't already, get that book, Forbidden Civics. It's very good. I posted some of that into the chat as well, but it goes over that. There's an individual responsibility, right, for us to educate ourselves, right? So it says right here, education is the duty of every citizen to obtain the best possible education. To shirk this responsibility is to be unworthy of the blessings of liberty and untrue to his own best interests, right? So it's very important that we understood all this, and it's sad that our education system failed on that, and they did that on purpose for this time, right? But I salute all the people that have worked diligently and have been fighting, and that's who we need to look up to, is the people that gave it their all and still are, and they're getting tired. I don't blame them.
Fighting for our rights, and Trump said he's willing to give it all up.
Yeah, right. And we're supposed to say, hell no, we're not.
Yes, Daddy.
And
yes.
This is the hill we stand on. This is it. We are not going to give this up. We're not going to give up our rights.
Trump's going to give up his, though.
For a little bit of comfort. We've been doing that way too long.
Trump's going to give up his, and he wants you to be dumb enough to give up yours. Right? And that's what we opened with, which was any society that will give up a little liberty to gain a little security will deserve neither and lose both.
Right? Like 66 said, even if you wake up, how do you defend against the entities and their technology, right? Well, that's what's being disclosed to everybody, and there's court cases, right, on that stuff. People are fighting in courts over that. But the problem is the judges, right? We know that, and the attorneys, and it's the whole system. They have a block every
You're blocked at every
turn we turn. Even if it's all done lawfully per the Constitution, they block you, right? And it's very difficult to even get like up to the Supreme Court. And even then, the Supreme Court doesn't look at it the same way either. Not like they're supposed to. It's
At
sad.
some point, people will look at this body and say, maybe we should get rid of all 435 members of the House and all 100 members of the Senate and start over, because Congress is literally failing the American people. At some
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I say. Let's
TikTok,
do
motherfucker.
that.
TikTok.
But is that what Constitution say? That we have
You first, Chip.
to replace, right?
Yeah.
Start a new form of government, because they're not letting us be charged, right? They've taken over everything, and we have our voices. They don't hear us. They can't hear us. They don't want to hear us.
Let's do it till he's satisfied. Get them all gone.
That's right.
At some point, people will look at this body and say, maybe we should get rid of all 435 members of the House and all 100 members of the Senate and start over.
You're
Start
fired.
over. There you go. That means you too, Chip Warry.
Yeah, there we go.
Right? It needs to be revamped, redone, back to where it should be, where it should have always been.
With the people. And that's all we got for tonight. Yeah, I think we can end on that note. Get rid of everybody and start over.
Right.
That's where we're at.
Also, another good book, Fruit from a Poisonous Tree, is an excellent book that tells you the whole history on what all went wrong. Right? It's a very good educational book. Get it for your friends and family if you can. It will explain everything to them. Basically, it's a very good book.
That's all you want me to play? Anybody got anything else?
Nah, good night, everybody.
Oh.
How about you, Mickey?
Good night, all.
I'm looking
Much
at the
love.
wrong things. Yeah, that one. Good night, everyone.
Everybody
Love
saying
y'all.
good night. Let me upload this video here.
And we'll have a chat in the morning. We're gonna go over some of this
Chat in the morning.
stuff. Educational.
Educational chat. And we'll have the chat about 9:30.
Yeah.
On 428.
Yes.
If you need the link for the Telegram chat, it's at the top left corner.
Also, find some First Amendment auditors. Share that with your family. It'll teach you a lot, especially with the youth. How to do FOIAs, all that stuff.
Wait for it to okay. All right, y'all have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
All lies in the stories they fed to you and me. All lies in the pages lies about our ancestors, where we came from, who we be. Truth buried deep like a stolen legacy. Countries renamed, whole cultures rearranged, map flipped over like the truth got exchanged. Ancestors blamed for the things they never done, but the truth keeps rising like the morning sun. They can paint the past, but the roots still grow. Truth breaks through every layer below. All lies, all lies, all lies. Stacked high like towers in the sky. Tried to hide our truth, but the truth won't die. We rise, rise, rise. Voices loud enough to shake their disguise. We don't want the stories they choose. We just want the truth. All lies, all lies. All lies got us fighting over who's who. Arguing about the land like it don't belong to all of us too. Pointing fingers, drawing borders, splitting up the view. When the earth was created for everyone, not just a chosen few. You got us all fighting on who's who. What land belongs to who when the land belongs to all of us too. No one can know what the creator made. Why? We're meant to share this world, not divide. Hidden, redrawn like we never see the proof, but the truth is a seed